We're hacking in, bro. I don't know if I want to get spam. It's so inconvenient to get, you know? I have to like walk over. I don't want to go to school. I just want to break the rules. True story, by the way. Okay. Why'd you join my party, the frick? Thanks for the follow, Freddy. Most likely a bot trying to steal my IP. Sounds like anyone's ever been on my stream in the first minute and a half. Besides a bot camping me. Time for some really fun heroics. Let's see if I have stuff I need to upgrade. Why'd they unstack like that? Such a random thing. Okay. I'm very tempted just to craft some wedges. Because I think on these characters I have enough now. Because I only need 40 per, right? Slight. So Jared. Okay, I guess you're just not participating. Oh. I guess my Discord just completely decided to break. And Jared doesn't tell me anything. Very surprising. So, huh? Finally. Anyway, it only costs 40 to get a armor thing, right?
Armor or what?
Wedge.
I believe so.
So I should be able to get the 2 remaining sockets I need.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna try to put the refined stones on it. And that'll be easy collapse.
I wonder if my ad setup is wedge. His weapon is not. Good to know.
I wouldn't worry too much about the weapon though, seeing as probably gonna be replacing it somewhat soon for the free weapon.
Sure.
And I only have Aisha as an ult until I get a better one. Which might be Code Essentia, might be the new Weave, Probably not. Might be, what's it? Catastrophe. You know?
Sounds like some good options.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sounds like a Javen move. Main Lucille, alt Lucille.
Yeah. Only downside is I don't feel like farming for a bunch of crap on another character after this.
Yeah.
There's only one of them.
Hey. I gave him both this guy in Henire for like 5 years.
I feel like all I remember is him. I don't think he's getting that dark beat anytime soon, dude.
Yeah.
This one literally spawns on top of him. You never know.
I feel like my head usually does more damage than this.
Yeah? What are you doing wrong?
Oh, I don't know. I have all my gear and I'm using the same moves.
Well, don't be bad.
Great advice. Hey!
Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Bam, 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 na, 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 na. I think we're like level 19 or level 20 in BDO, right?
Like that. Last level I remember reaching was like 15, but that was a little while ago.
Yeah. Like I said, if we just literally blitz through the story and stuff, because like I said, even if we do get really into BDO, like we could do the side quests later.
Yeah. I just hope that the end game is a lot better than this part.
Or even like more
I don't think there's a way that's
better.
not better, but
Yeah. I just don't know how I feel about it right
as
now.
the things are now, it just basically seems bad.
Yeah.
Like say Order and Chaos, like say that I don't remember being like very intense, but at least it was like farming for some stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Could also just be because we're rushing the story.
I don't know. I think it's more so they just have a bunch of complicated things and not good ways to like tell you what's kind of up. That's why I think it'll be better once we just understand more and we're later in. Because I have a feeling it could be like Elsword in that way.
Yeah.
Because like you know how Elsword is. It can be really confusing. You know? When you don't really know what's happening.
I guess that's really how every MMO is. Just as other MMOs, we took time to understand.
Yeah, the only thing is that I think the reason why BDO's so it's just because it's really complicated.
True.
Because like, they also have like the combos and stuff to use skills. And it's like that's already weird. Because like kind of like what you said, like should I even be using skills or only doing combos? Like do the combos make the skills better, or should I just mostly just be trying to just use skills?
Because some things can only be used through quick slot. So it's like I can just load up my quick slot with those, and then just use the skill combos, so then I can use whatever I want for the situation.
Yeah, the other thing is I'm pretty sure most moves can go into combos, just we don't know the combos.
I know the combos for most of my skills.
I think it's weird though how it's like it's not
It's
just like
not.
mouse inputs, it's also like clicking like F and Q and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I find complicated. If it was
Mostly
like,
F, Q, and E, but it's like that's a lot of combinations.
yeah.
Especially when it's like, oh yeah, hold back, click E, then spam space in a direction to do this attack. And yes, that is an actual example of one of my combos.
Like I said, I think it'll start to make sense once we get more used to it.
Yeah. Or when we completely ignore half our skills because they become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm basically just memorizing all of my skill combos.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Although
It's
it's
a
not
bit
even like
taxing.
super important though. You know. But hello,
Yeah.
I'm Tycoon. We're just talking about BDO. We'll do an Elsword, you know how it be. 'Cause right now
Talking
we're
about
very,
MMOs, we'll play MMOs.
we're very like medium about BDO, right? Like, the thing is, it feels like a lot of MMOs in the sense that, you know, it's like, I think the game that reminds me of the most, like, kind of what Jared said, is, like, Dungeon Fighter and, like, Closers. That's what it reminds me the most of, right? Are we missing heroic invitations? Probably me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have like 1,000 still.
I only have one.
Damn.
You know, just send me like 2 in the bank so we can get this last one done. Then I'll transfer more later. Can you send them?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you can send at least some of the regular ones.
Okay, check your mail.
I have a guild one and a system one. I don't have one from you.
I sent one to Rouge the cat.
Spell it right?
Yeah. Should I send another? Make sure I spell it right?
Let me try like leaving and then coming back. Maybe it just needs to like update. Maybe I just need to move. I don't know.
I did spell it wrong.
But it still sent one?
Yeah. This is someone else named Rogue the cat.
Gotcha. There we go.
Well, someone just got 5 Rogue invitations. They're probably a little bit confused.
Okay, now I can read Tycoon's message. If you have 0 guidance and you don't let people help you, like you, it's going to be hard and overwhelming. Well, it's not that I don't want people helping me, you know? It's just like, I don't want, like, to get carried. I'm fine with, like, you know, being taught systems and taught how to play and, like, tips and, like, if people want a backseat, right? That I'm fine with, right? It's more so I don't want to be like, oh, Tycoon, carry me through this, carry me through that. Man, this is fun standing here letting you, you play the game for me. You know?
Exactly. This is fun literally only talking.
You can't get carried in BDO? Well, see, I don't know, like, how a lot of BDO works. Like I said, it's not that we're not having fun with it. It's more so the fact that it, so far, even if someone levels you, I will help you, like, 0% in the long run. Like I said, it's mostly, it's just like I said, from what we have from it so far, like, the combo kind of thing is kind of complicated. Like, just having to press a bunch of buttons to do, like, series of things. Even though I don't really, that's not, like, the thing that I'm worried about. To me, I'm honestly just excited to play more of it. I'm just hoping it, like, gets, more combat oriented. That's my main issue, I think. It's just, like, I feel like I don't even have time to focus on that. Have you been doing the main quest? Yeah, that's what we've been focusing on. I don't even know if we've done the side quest yet.
I guess it's also been introducing us some really weird things. Like, say, the horses and, like, the pets.
Yeah.
Like, the horses are just weird.
It enhanced
That was one of the main things I was getting annoyed with.
I don't know if we've enhanced our gear. We've just equipped better stuff. It's not that we're dying or anything, or, like, the combat's, like, difficult. It's the fact that right now where we're at, which is, like I said, it could just be the beginning of the game, it's just so much walking and talking and not much fighting or doing much things. You know? Like, I'm skipping past but kind of skimming through the story, you know, so I get, like, a general idea of what's happening without, like, you know, wasting...
I mean, just watch cutscenes.
Well, yeah, like, I obviously watch cutscenes, but I also skim through the actual story just so, you know. So, like, I know what we're doing and why we're doing it, right? After you finish the quest, it's all combat, nothing else. Yeah. Killing mobs or people? Most likely mobs. That's probably what we'll be doing for the most part. Unless killing people isn't that annoying. But, yeah. Like I said, one thing that Jared's pointed out, which is kind of the same that a lot of MMOs suffer from, is the fact that, like, the places aren't very unique or anything. It's, like, literally just, like, a real-life area, you know? Like how Jared was saying that, like, the enemies aren't very unique, and, like, that the areas are just, like, it's just a nasty grassland. That's all we've really done so far. I'm sure it expands.
New area soon.
I'm sure it expands. It's just like, I
We
don't
didn't
think
do that quest yet, right? Remember
know.
it said they would be moving to the next area?
I think we did because we
just
went to the
got there.
castle area. Yeah, we just got to new areas. I think what it's more so like is it doesn't have an immediate draw to it. You know? Like, I feel like, what's it? Have you hit M to look at the map? It's huge. Yeah, we have. Like I said, my main thing is I just don't know how, like, it actually, like, expands. Like, I don't know if the entire thing's just gonna be grassland, right? Or, like, what? It's just, so far, all it's been is, like, just a grassland and some villages. Right? But yeah, like I said, I'm excited to play more and get into it. It's just, like I said, it suffers, like, a lot of MMOs where it doesn't have an immediate draw to it. So it's, like, it's hard to want to, like, get into it more, you know? All the regions are different. Well, that's nice. Welcome back. Nice. How's it going, Lord? See, I don't want to say menu, because that just seems like such a weird name. I want to say, like, menu or, you know, something weird. I don't know. But how's it going? And there's a massive ocean. Do I get to sail? I'm guessing I can, because there's a sailing stat, or whatever. Or thing. That's another thing I really want to get into, but I don't know how. Is I want to really...
Yeah, exactly, there's like fishing, there's like farming, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the gathering and stuff. But I feel like we need to get past, like, the main story for that stuff to really work. Because then we have, like, we can kind of expand. Because a lot of things are blocked off by level. Even though I'm pretty sure, like, we're level 20 now. There's a ton of boat stuff. Yeah. Listen, I want to get into it. It's just, like I said, it, what's it? It just suffers from what a lot of MMOs suffer with, is, like, getting into it. Because a lot of it doesn't have an immediate draw. But I'm definitely excited. Because I remember, like, I played Terra for a bit, and I liked it, but thing was that it just, like, it felt so, just, like, kind of like how BDO feels like right now, where it's just, like, a bunch of random quests where it's walk and talk and barely kill enemies, you know? Yeah. Oh, let me go here. Eternal Life Skills. Do you know, about Log Horizon Abridged? No, I never watched the Abridged version. I watched, like, the regular Log Horizon. At least the first, like, season or two. And life skill gear can make you almost as much money as grinding mobs. Nice. Well, that's what I'll focus on, because, what's it?
Life skills are just usually sick.
Yeah, that's why I think me and Jared, mostly me and Jared, liked, Maple Story 2 so much.
Mm-hmm.
Was just getting up to things. The only thing is that it also suffered from just bad combat. Like, if what's it? Maple Story 2 had better combat, I think that'd be really good. But I remember that was the main thing that sucked.
Plus, I want to find out how to get Megalovania score music.
Yeah. What game are you talking about? Black Desert Online. But I was just talking about Maple Story. Maple Story 2, though. Not the first one. I never played Maple Story 1.
Not some garbage, like, 2D side scroller. Like, who'd play that?
Yeah, imagine. Most people say BDO has the best combat of any MMO. I don't know if I'd say that, though, because that's also comparing it to, like, even, like, Warframe and stuff like that. And, like, Destiny.
Oh, yeah, Warframe combat was sick.
Like, in terms of, like, the MMO, like, that it's, like, directly relates to, like, even, like, say something like World of Warcraft or Terra or something like that, I think I'd honestly have to agree with you.
Yeah, I think shooters are kind of on a complete other level.
Yeah, plus even, like, I would say I like Trove combat more because it was so simple, but, like, precise, you know? Like, you had to use things, like, perfectly, but, like, it was also just kind of, like, strafing and dodging. Or, like, this one's kind of a mix of, like, the strafing and dodging, as well as, like, the kind of, like, closers combat where it's just, like, spamming a bunch of moves and, like, trying to cycle cooldowns and stuff, you know? So, yeah. Don't make me find you and one-shot you. Gotcha, gotcha.
I'd like to see
also,
you
a friend
try.
with video. I will. Also, we had to, like, end stream on video, and I'm sure you realized it was just way too laggy. Like, playing it, it lagged a little bit just while streaming, as well as, like, on stream, it was, like, unwatchable.
I felt it was weird. I feel like it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's not even that.
Let's lag a lot.
I mean, I lag in Elsword, though, but I usually lag in Elsword, not really on stream Elsword, so. I would just recommend, though, like Tycoon, if I can, I might just stream it on Discord. Right?
It seems like cozy for some reason.
Because if I can just stream it on Discord and it worked better, then, you know, you could just be in the call, either just, like, listening to us or, talk and play, I don't care. And then you could watch it through there. Just because, streaming it, I feel like just does not work. My PC cannot handle it. But, yeah. Family name video was Fiend. Nice. But, yeah,
I don't
like
think you'll ever guess what Ozark.
See, that's why I really want to try some other MMOs, though, because it might make me appreciate video more, you know?
A great way to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. I can help you with quests if you get stuck by giving you hints. I don't know if we've ever gotten stuck, unless, like, it's something we're just, like, being dumb about. Or something that doesn't explain. You know? Like, Jared had to leave the party to activate the scroll, or whatever, which was literally just, like, a cutscene. It's like, I was party leader and he couldn't do that. Something weird like that.
Apparently it summoned a boss, but it was just a cutscene.
Yeah. What do you think about Genshin? I like Genshin. It's just, the reason we stopped is because, it's the same reason we kind of stopped Elsword for a while, was literally the fact that it's a game that you have to put in effort, like, every day, as well as, like, just doing dailies is boring, right? Like, in Genshin, like, if I'm gonna play, I wouldn't be able to put time to actually leveling my people and, like, progressing with the story and, like, the event stuff. Instead of just, like, doing dailies and stuff like that. But we just didn't really have the time for it, so we kind of stopped. Plus, I can't stream it. If I could stream it, I would do it. What's poppin', Rock Collection? How's it going, Bell? Yeah, only leader can start most stuff. You can give him leader by clicking the little arrow name and making a party lead. I think he just left and then joined back, like, immediately after. But, yeah. I think that was the only time where we were kind of, like, stuck.
Yeah, definitely the time I was stuck, but I was stuck for quite a while.
Was that the little tree spirits they had to kill?
I forgot that also happened. That one I just don't understand at all. It seemed like they weren't giving me information despite how many I killed.
I don't know. It only took me like 3 enemies and I was fine. How's Slip, by the way? He's vibing.
Quite.
Yeah, but like some games I really want to try just to see how like good they are. So I really give Terra another chance because like I feel like every time I've played Terra, it's been fun. It's just like I haven't been able to stick with it, right? As well as like people talk about how good Guild Wars 2 is, and like specifically Blade and Soul, I remember looked interesting, but it had a paywall before, you know. Plus, I know we gave Dungeon Fighter Online a try and Critica, but I don't know. I don't remember Critica being that fun. I remember it not being bad, but I don't know. It's just hard because you kind of have to put a lot of time into an MMO, even to like just get into it. So maybe when we have time dedication, we'll try out even like Critica again. Actually, just like instead of just thinking of it as like, oh, a quick solo game, we can kind of like have it as a main game for a bit, you know? Yeah, and give it a real whirl. For the quest, you had to get knowledge on the mobs, and a lot of mobs have a low chance to give you knowledge on those. You just have to kill them so you get it. Yeah, I guess I must have got this really early.
Both these seem out of character. Did they even get unlucky or me getting unlucky?
It's true though. Yeah, no. That's definitely what I'm gonna do. Is just like I'm gonna try a lot of like the main games that people like want me to try, and just like the MMOs that like I know people like. Because I know Terra is pretty popular, and like I said, I know Guild Wars is popular, Blade and Soul is popular. One game I really want to give a whirl is the Final Fantasy 14, because I know like a lot of people like. From what I hear, like the big names and MMOs are like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, and like. I know BDO. I don't know if Terra is quite up there, you know, but those like the big ones. You know, I know people play. Even though I know a lot since like Blizzard and stuff went down. I know people have just been not playing World of Warcraft, but yeah, Final Fantasy 15 looks dope. I was never really interested in World of Warcraft. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. My understanding of World of Warcraft is raid, more raid, then some more raid.
I mean that's most MMOs though. To me, it's just like World of Warcraft never had any appeal to it. It just seemed like an MMO I'd have to pay for. When like I could just play another MMO. It's like, you know what I mean?
He's got a solid argument.
Exactly. MMOs are like super similar to each other. Yeah, and we definitely plan on playing some BDO today. It's just first, what we gotta do is we have to do our Elsword stuff, but it shouldn't take too long, right? We have to do dailies and then all our like other characters dailies, and then we have to do Master Road, and then we're gonna do at least some Master Class with like remaining stamina. Then I'm gonna exercise for like 30 minutes, you know, do the elliptical and stuff, that kind of jazz. And then we have Brawl Battle Pass to do, but usually that doesn't take like any more than 2 hours, because it's not that difficult, you know. And especially if we aren't like changing it for viewer games and stuff, we just try to get it out of the way, right? We should be able to get it done pretty quickly, I think. You know? And then, what's it? We'll play some Black Desert. And then I also definitely want to play some Mario tonight, but obviously off stream as well. Also, I know you guys are probably going to cringe, right? But the game we're renting next, which again, we can't stream because it's on Switch. But, I don't know why I took the gear. The Sonic Colors Ultimate. Now, from what I hear, Sonic Colors is a great game, right? But I know people have been saying how, like, buggy the Ultimate Edition is, so I don't know what to expect. But I'm sure it'll be fun and fine, because I'm not very picky, especially when it comes to Sonic games.
I'm just transferring some materials.
Well, hurry up. Because I know a lot of people are like, Sonic Forces is the worst Sonic game of all time, but I like Sonic Forces, so.
They're saying this is the buggiest of all time.
Well, they never said it's the buggiest game. I think the buggiest game is probably like Sonic Adventure 2.
Really?
But I'd say
That
so.
probably shouldn't surprise me.
Older games are usually buggier. I think just nowadays people expect a perfect game.
Let's get it. I refuse to believe a single game exists without a bug.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think it's possible to make a game that doesn't have a single, like, bug. In the way of either, like, a glitch or an exploit, you know?
Yeah. That's like an extremely simple game.
Like what? Like what?
I couldn't name any specifics. Just like a really like bad concrete game.
Brawlhalla.
Hey!
Am I right, guys?
Actually got him though.
Exactly. They've just built the perfect game. What can I say? Can't hate. I had a dream. Right, chat? Not all bugs are all that bad. You remember the Civilization Gandhi bug? No. Because who played Civilization, bro?
I don't even know what that is.
I think you get to play, like, God. Anyway, the first games I played were, like, what's it? Nintendo 64 games.
Oldie.
Civ 5, 6. Gotcha. Still, no idea. I've heard of Civilization. I've seen some Civilization. Never played it. Never was interested in playing it. Yeah. And then we had, like, Game Boys, and then eventually got, like, the GameCube and stuff. Because I was born in 2001, and the GameCube was out in 2001, but I didn't get it until I was at least, like, 6 or 7 as, like, a family kind of console, so. Yeah. But, yeah. But then we also had a PC, but more so just, like, a single desktop that was really old, right? And then...
Oh, you get more XP if you use the, queue for dungeon thing, too.
We do?
That's what it says. The updated tips.
HP will recover while you were in a town. That's also not really true, is it? Because
I mean,
don't
it's
you
true.
don't you get full HP now?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
It's
Me and
only
my bro
PvP.
would beat each other up our GameCube at play Super Smash Bros. See, we had the GameCube, but we never really got like Super Smash Bros. Like ever. I've never played Melee. I also never played the original Super Smash. We had the 64. First Smash game I played was Brawl. Well, I don't know. I was like, what's it, 6? I didn't even know like there was like different games. Like, it's just we had games. Like we had Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. We had like Wave Rider.
Why do I remember that game for some reason?
We had like Mario
What is
Sunshine. I feel like it's weird that they got us like games like that. Like I feel like if when we're, like you're a kid, it's like you don't really like understand a lot of things like the story and like progress as much, you know? So it's like giving a game like Sonic Adventure was just like, or like Mario 64 is just weird because like, you know, it's something that you are trying to like progress in. So I feel like you'd get stuck a ton. I don't know.
Heck, I got stuck a ton.
Because I don't think I ever beat like either of those games as a kid. So, but yeah, the main game that we PvP'd in. Now, I know this may surprise you, right? Shadow the Hedgehog, right? Because it's not like my parents were against violence, right? But yeah, that was the first game that I think I even realized that like PvP existed.
That's kind of weird thinking they got Shadow the Hedgehog.
It was fun though. The PvP was pretty fun too. I think the main thing we even did in like Sonic Adventure was also PvP, but like not like fighting, but like they had like little mech battles and stuff. You know, like the races. But I think the main thing was Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm pretty sure when we were playing Shadow the Hedgehog, we didn't even know what a gun was. But, yeah. Good game. Good game. It's weird to think, 'cause, like, I guess, like, my childhood did have a lot of, like, video games. Seeing as, like I said, like, GameCube, the Game Boy, Nintendo 64, and, like, eventually, like, even other things, like the Wii. And, like, once I was, like, 10, got, like, the 3DS and stuff like that. But, yeah. I mean, we also had those really dumb games, like the, what's it, like, you know those ones where you just plugged into the TV? Because it was, like, just like a joystick, and it just plugged in. We also had, like, the V-Smile and stuff like that. Because, like, our, our grandparents would be like, ooh, let's get them a video game, because they like their video games. Let's get one that's, like, for kids. It's like the V-Smile. Right? But, yeah. We also had, like, some, like, educational games with the PC. But they were honestly pretty fun. You know. I think rivalry is one of the best ways to learn, right? And I say that because, like, there's nothing that makes you want to do something than being better than someone else, right? So it's like, competitive education is the best way to go, you know? So it's like when it's like, ooh, I need to learn how to do this to be able to get further and beat this, right? So it's just like, I have to become a genius, right? And then I can ascend. You know? It's so weird to think of some of the games, though, because, like, some of them I completely forget about. Like, even, like, the fact that I had UB Funkies.
Yeah.
You know, and I played that, like, online for a while. That might have been, like, my first online game, actually. Was UB Funkies. And I wasn't allowed to get anything but the Speed Racer ones because they're like, the other ones are about the devil. if you get this thing, it's the devil's choice, because there's like the underworld and UB Funkies, right?
Ah.
And so they let me get the Panda, and then Speed Racer once. Oh, you had that too? Bro, UB Funkies was so much fun, bro. I literally remember the mini games too. Like, specifically the Panda, like Lotus or whatever. Like, I remember the mini game, because, like, for each UB Funky, you unlocked, like, special areas and stuff. It was kind of like Webkins, but, like, better, you know? My parents used to yell at me for playing Elsword. See, our parents were pretty lenient. It's just some things they were just, like, you know, really, like, on about. Like, we weren't allowed to watch, like, The Simpsons. Or we weren't allowed to watch, what's it, like, on Cartoon Network. They weren't allowed to watch, like, a lot of things. Because they were just, like, really dumb. And so she felt like they were, like, just, like, basically they were, like, stupid. They gave no
like,
education. Well, that was, like,
I
later.
it wasn't, yeah.
But, like, say, like,
say even
The Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy or whatever, like, we're not allowed to watch that. It's satanic, apparently. Catastrophe was the Antichrist. Well, see, it's more so, it was just, like, some things were, like, I don't know. But, see, they let us get, like, Shadow the Hedgehog, so it's, like, it's weird. You know what I mean? It's a very weird dynamic.
Guns perfectly fine. Anything even slightly demonic, out of here.
I think it's more so that they didn't want, what's it? Like, you know, like in Shadow the Hedgehog, it may have been using guns, you know? But it was more so the fact that it's like you're using guns to, like, you know, like, even, like, the paths to make, like, the right choices and defeat the evil, right? But, like, in, like, UB Funkies, it's, like, it, and, like, even, like, Elsword and stuff, it kind of, like, doesn't make those things seem as evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never heard someone call him Shadow the Hedgehog, but that's because the game's called Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah. Apparently Pokemon kills children. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of, like, stuff like that. I remember, like, getting caught on, like, a bunch of, like, the Pokemon theories, being really concerned. Like, the fact that, like, people committed suicide or something because of the Lavender Town thing. And I remember believing that and be like, oh, God, I can't listen to it. I'm gonna die. And freaked out. Think about how many people died just listening to this, right? So I never wanted to go to Lavender Town. You know, I also didn't know Flash existed in Pokemon, so I just would always get stuck when going to, the Rocky Cave or whatever. Because it would just be pitch black. You know? So I just had to somehow maneuver through it.
Did you make it?
I think I did eventually, and I felt like I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Point is, they just didn't like games where it's like, it basically like fantasized it more. Like, you know, it's like, you know, it's like basically to be Christian and stuff. It's like you believe the devil's real and all that, but it's more so believing the devil's like bad and all that. So it's like having like the underworld or something like that, to where it's like you'd find it fun, or you'd find like the people not bad or whatever. It's like that's what was the bad thing. You know, because they didn't want you, what's it, like, thinking that it wasn't that bad. Like, man, the devil's really cool, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Really funny to think that so many games probably got red-pilled because of the stuff from their childhood. Yeah. Media feeding our parents all that garbage. I mean, the thing is that I don't even think my parents were really, like, cared about media. Because, like I said, it's like they didn't care if we had anything else. Like, you know, it wasn't really like they cared, because they wanted to, like, they raised us how they wanted to raise us. They didn't really care about what other people thought, you know? It was just more so the fact that they wanted to raise us, like, you know, like, Christian and stuff, and just kind of teach us what's, like, right and wrong. And so it's like, when it came to, like, games that kind of, what's it, would, like, just, like, basically make a joke of it, or more so, like, you know what I mean? It was just kind of, like, a bad thing, you know? Because also, for the longest time, right? Like, even still, like, they're, like, against, like, anime and stuff like that. They're, like, it's useless, the devil, it's all sexual stuff all the time, right? Like, I remember, I watched, like, Seven Deadly Sins, right? And, like, Full Metal Alchemist, stuff like that, right? But then it's like, what's it? Like, someone would crack a joke, like, oh, what if Javen watched Seven Deadly Sins? It's like, he would not watch it. He is not allowed. I don't know what I'd do if he watched that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or like with Fullmetal Alchemist, it was like we were having a conversation about alchemy or something because like another game was talking about like the lust and gluttony and greed and all that, right? And then
Cube World, I believe.
yeah, no, Cube World. It was not Cube World. It was like Loot Quest, some
game?
$1 game. Anyway, point is, they were like, "What? Where are you learning alchemy in the 7 Deadly Sins?" It's like, no, go watch. You're not allowed to watch it. You know, to be fair, my first anime was Sekirei. And then one of the animes I watched was even like subbed and very lewd because someone at school was reading the manga and recommended we watch the anime version of it. So, yeah. Point is, right? Like I said, they're a lot more lenient now, you know? But obviously, like, to be fair though, it's like, trying to like, teach your kids stuff, it's like, there's no right way to do it, you know? So it's like, I feel like I wouldn't want my kids being like, man, Satan's so cool, you know? I want to go to the underworld and have fun with Satan, right? I understand
Things
that,
things to stay away from.
right? But it's like, I don't know, some things, like, we were allowed to, like, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that, that wasn't that bad, but, like, I don't know, like I said, like, some things, it's like, I understand, too. Like, I probably wouldn't want my kids watching, like, really dumb things, like, something like some of the things on, like, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and stuff like that. Or, like, Disney Channel even. No, right? Like, that's stupid crap, right? They're not going to learn anything from it, right? It's like an argument where people say violent video games equals school shooter. Well, see, the thing is, right, is that it's just people are dumb, right? And usually, especially when it comes to, like, the media and, like, older people, they want to come up with reasons why their generation's better and that parents these days are the ones messing up, right? So it's like, since you're letting your kids play violent video games, that's why this is happening, right? It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with the education system. It has nothing to do with bullying. That's always existed, right? Nothing to do with, like, gun laws or anything. It doesn't have to do with anything related to them. It's only bad parenting.
Cool.
Right?
Actives, yeah, 70% more XP.
Well, I don't have active, so active. Yeah. Like I said, bad parenting is a cause of a lot of things too, but it's like you gotta remember, it's like, what's it? Every kid's also different, you know? It's not like kids are literally this empty shell that you give an identity to. That's what people just think too much, you know? But it's like literally, people can just be born with certain things, you know? As well as just act certain ways, right? It's like, I don't know. Like I said, that's why parenting's hard, right? Yeah. Anyone with siblings will attest to that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it just doesn't make sense, bro. To be fair, I think the only kind of bad parents, right, in my opinion, are ones that obviously just treat their kids like trash, right? You know? Or like abusive and stuff like that. But like, in terms of like, it's just also like not like caring. Like basically, you have to treat like your kid as a person, you know what I mean? Because they are a person, you know? But people don't do that. They treat them like, what's it? Just worse. Lesser beings. But yeah. My brother and me are very different. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, even if, like, being raised, I think that's also why parents get more lenient when they have more kids. It's because they realize that, you know? Like, wait a minute. You know, it's like, I can teach my kid this, but that didn't change anything. My kid didn't care about that, or my kid just took well to this, right? So it's like, it's almost like they think differently, and they act differently, and they are just different, right? So, yeah. The biggest epidemic isn't COVID, it's inattentive parents leaving their child with a tablet and wonder why they're cursing at 10 years old. Yeah, that's one thing I can also say, is that I feel like supervision is something that you need to do as a parent. Because, like, the thing is, you don't have to tell your kids what to do and what not to do. But the thing is, like, helping them understand things and also know what they're doing is important, right? Because, like, you still want to, like, set them down the right path and stuff like that. I want them to be, like, safe, especially with, like, the internet and stuff like that, you know? It's just like, why even have kids if you're just gonna literally leave them on their own, right? Then, like, your kids have to do things like be attention seeking, right? And just be really annoying and, like, be what you don't want your kid to be. You know what I mean? It's like why you don't, like, spoil your kid and stuff like that. It's like, again, just treat them like a person. Don't be like, oh wow, you're cute, or oh, you're little, so you get all these rewards, you know? It's like, you know, if you're doing, it doesn't, like, it's like something like, okay, you're doing something right, you're doing good, you know? Here's some praise, you know what you're doing, you know? And then it's like, you know, they do something good, it's like they can get rewarded, right? But just, like, rewarding them for not being bad, you know? Or just, like, doing something to get rid of them. Like, oh, here's tablet just so you'll leave me alone, right? That just proves, hey, look, I can get what I want by complaining. Right? I bet my left nut that at least half of us were unplanned. Yeah, but even still, it's like, that's also your responsibility as a parent, right? Like, none of that should fall on your kid, you know? Your kid really doesn't owe you anything, right? It's not like, oh man, I really wish I was born so I could have to go to school and work a job my entire life, right? Just so I could owe my parents all the money I get and everything because they raised me. Right? It's like, hey, look, you're the one who wanted me, right? So you care for me, right? And then if I care about you and you raise me well, then, you know, I'll take care of you too, you know? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I just feel like it's not even hard to be, like, a good parent. You know what I mean? It's just easier to be a bad one, I guess. You know? And just to, like, you know, give your kid a tablet and not care what they're doing, you know? Is that otherwise there would be no reason for a parent to care for their child. Well, see, like I said, it's literally the fact, right, that they chose to have you, right? Even if it was, like, a mistake or anything like that. It's like, the thing is, they still made a decision, right? Right? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if I had a kid now, right, it's like, I obviously made a decision to do something. You know what I mean? You could blame it like, oh man, I guess I got unlucky. You know? But it's like, I still made a decision to make any of that possible, right? And it's like, even still, even if now, it's like, I would do things to be a good parent, and I would be like, whatever, bro. I'll leave them on their own. Heck the kid. You know? I could care less. It's like, no, what the heck? I'd be like, this kid's gonna be a genius. Or he'll be stupid. But you know what? If he's a genius, he'll be a genius and make lots of money, right? And if he's an idiot, he'll be ignorant. And if he's ignorant, he'll be happy, so. Know what I'm saying?
Dang, a win-win.
I think really all of it comes down to is just like, if you respect other people, right? In general, right? Because I don't think there's a way that you can, like, have a kid or anything and just, like, leave the other person or literally not care for your kid at all, right? That's just being, like, a terrible person, right? Like, I can understand not being prepared for something, but it's, like, still giving it the best you can, you know? It's like, you know what I mean? Bam, 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 bam. You know? But the best you can do as a parent is try your best, right? Whatever, like, decisions your kids make, you know, it's on them, too, you know? You gotta try your best. But, yeah, I don't plan on having kids anytime in the near future, so... You know. No. Point is though, is like, I think what people do too much with like even like religion and stuff like that, and just most things, they just try to teach you everything's good or bad. You know, and that's something I probably like. I don't think I'm gonna do with my kids at all. You know, because I don't think everything's literally necessarily good and bad. You know, because then they're just gonna assume someone's doing something bad, so they're a bad person. If they do something good, they're a good person, right? Freeze them, dude.
Press the
Wow,
wrong button.
good job. Good job, Jared.
I accidentally pressed T instead of R. The cat's distracting me, Javen.
A real Chad ideology. Okay. Now we have a good percentage. You're getting like 55, he'll kneel. Okay, he should be kneeling. Okay, there we go. I don't know. Like I said, teaching kids what's good and bad isn't necessarily good unless it's something that's literally straight up. There is no debate, right? Like something like stealing. Stealing's bad. Don't steal, right? You know, like that's obviously like you know, it's like be nice to people, right? Like that's not gonna be something like, oh, I guess you can be nice to people or you could be rude to people, you know? But like teaching, hey, you should respect this person simply because their age or simply because what's it? I know them, right? It's like, no, the frick. It's not how respect works. You know? Usually what respect is, right? Is you lie to everyone, thinking that you care about them, right? Until you actually get to know them and then learn to respect them, you know? Like, by calling someone sir or ma'am or something like that, or like, what's it, just like, you know, it's more like you're just trying to be nice, but it doesn't mean they deserve it, right? It's more so you get that until you know if they deserve it or not, right? 'Cause then you're still like, you know, think, like, say, if someone's gonna treat me like trash or something like that, like, I'm not gonna treat them like trash either, obviously, but I'm not also gonna like treat them like, oh man, you know, simply because of this, you're just, man, you're so much better than me. So much better. You deserve all this respect, you know. Nothing is unquestionable since morality is relative. There's no absolute morality. Yeah, but see, something like stealing, you know, the thing is, it's not necessarily a good or bad thing, except for the fact that you can get, like, arrested for it and the stuff like that, to where it's like a general, like, don't do it, you know? You know? So it's more like that, more than like, you know, yeah. Mm-hmm. More so, I think the point is, what's it? I think if I just teach my kid to care about people, right, and like treat them as equals, right, and stuff like that, it's like, I think that's all you really need. Because I think they kind of learn things otherwise. Like, why would I steal from this person, for example, right? Like, would I want someone stealing from me, right? Would I want someone literally taking my stuff, right? Would I want someone to treat me like garbage, right? You know? Kind of like that, you know? Or maybe, just maybe, I'll just throw them an iPad, right? And that'll be their parent for the next 20 years, you know? Or maybe like 10 years, I guess, and then get them a phone, and then their phone will teach them everything they need to know, you know? And then school will teach them everything else, because school's just so knowledgeable and teaches you everything you're going to need to know in life, you know? Basically, what's the point of parents in 2021, you know what I'm saying? Who needs them? Am I right, chat?
Yes, exactly. I would have turned out the exact same.
Exactly.
Everything would have been fine. Not like crippling depression, bunch of issues, nothing like that.
Of course
You
not.
know? Definitely not a ton of anxiety. We all know school doesn't cause that.
Of course not. I'd probably be the coolest guy right now. Just imagine it, right?
I can see it now.
I'd be like the popular kid, bro. I'd be so cool. I'd have so many friends and like so much money and so much women. Man, I'd have like all the coolest
Exactly.
clothes.
That's the weird thing about school. Usually the popular people are like the ones everyone hates the most. It's crazy.
Yeah. But it's usually because they're compensating almost all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like quiet kids are usually like the coolest ones at school, right? It's 'cause that means they have a lot better things to do or something they'd rather do than be there, right? And stuff like that. But usually like the kids that are really like, oh man, I love school, I just kind of feel bad for it. It's like, this is what they want to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. That's why I feel like it's best not to take school so seriously. You know? I don't even take work seriously.
Hey.
Hey, yo. Also, chat, let me just tell you something. There is literally no way the place I work passed inspection. I can do that. Yeah. To the educated first world and college student. Ow, what was that?
Yeah.
That sounded like a chicken doing like the chicken thing, but it was a cat. Yeah.
I know, it kind of sounds like your
He's
PC.
rich. Certainly isn't stealing and is only creating a just world in their mind. In a similar vein, the monopoly tycoon that triples the price of business is only paying the market. See, that's another thing. Is life is kind of just straight up unfair because it's not equal opportunity. Not because of like race or gender, like that's just parts of it, right? But as well as like where you're born and like, you know, who your parents are and stuff like that. It's like that all plays into it. Like it's never really going to be equal unless they make everything equal, you know? Like say someone who just has more money from their family or grew up in a better place, a better situation, is literally just gonna have way better opportunity than I'll ever have, right? Or I just have to work harder to get it, right? That's like I said, it just cause like it's not meant to be equal, you know? They just want the rich to get richer and then the rich families to get richer, and then like the rest of us are just scrubs. Except the very few that make it out and then make a name for themselves. Like I said, it's not equal opportunity. Did you roll a d6 when you spawned in? No. Well, enjoy relative poverty. Exactly. That's why I think it's just like, I don't want to have kids until like things are more fair in that way. You know, like what's the point in having a kid if I'm just gonna basically force the same issues that I have, right? Like I wouldn't want my kid to be like, like depressed and like always stressed out about like everything, right? And not really be able to like enjoy a lot of things simply because it's just stress, right? Not that I want like my kids to have like this super easy, only happy life, but something to where it's like if they work hard and like they can actually focus on stuff, they can get stuff done, right? It's like, what's the point in me having a kid when there could just be a kid in a better family? You know what I mean? You live in the U.S.? Yeah. Live in the Pennsylvania. Then they'll be fine, to be honest. Except for the fact that, what's it? As of right now, it's really bad. Not like worse than every other place or anything like that, but the inflation and not the like wages going up is kind of tough. Is that a red one? Is that a red one? All purples? Okay. You can just go through college up to and past the doctorate completely free if you just get good grades. Yeah, but that's also if you want your life to just be that. Like, what's the point in being like, man, I'm gonna have my kid's entire life decided, right? With no preference of what they want to do. Because whatever they care about doesn't matter. Who cares about their passions and what they want to do? Because school's the only way to get a job they're going to have to work for a majority of their lives that they're not even going to like. Just so they can live. Trade school is fine as well, to be honest. Yeah, but like I said, who wants to be like, man, you know what I really want to do with my life? Join the military. Be a doctor. Let's see what else. Plumb. I really want to be a plumber. You know? That sounds like a great lifestyle.
The right, whatever it's called.
I don't know, dude.
Verb. That's what I'm looking for.
What's your alternative? That's what I'm saying. There is no alternative. You know? Like I said, unless... What's it? They fix how just working works. Like, less hours. Less days of the week. Right? Because this generation has other stuff to do besides work. Part of the reason work exists is to give people a purpose. Right? But people have purposes outside of it, you know? That's literally what, like, the, pandemic is basically says. Like, some people, they don't have anything else. They're sick of being at home all day. While other people literally soar because they have other things they want to be doing. Other things they can do to either, like, help other people out, have fun, have a purpose outside of it, right? It's almost like people are different. I don't know. You know?
Well, that's a crazy wild idea.
Like I said, I just think that it should be shorter hours, right, for work, and, like, just more pay, you know, because, like, businesses already make so much money. They could definitely spare, money. It's not like this huge deal. Anyway, we're doing Master Road right now. Right? As well as some people who work full-time are more benefited because if that's what they want to do, like, say, become a doctor, they want to continue working those hours, and they're going to make hecka bank, bro. Way more money than they're making now, right? And actual, like, hard-working money, right? Well, then the people who are working the average amount of hours, like, say, 4 days a week, 6 hours a day, right? They can also do things on the side, you know? Like, say, art,
exactly. So it's like, if you want to work, then you're heckin', like, loaded.
Exactly. Literally, if you're a hard worker, you're going to get there. As most people can follow their passions and ambition and make it a better place. Right? That's my alternative that I would, push for. But, you know. But, like I said, as of right now, I definitely, like, don't plan on having kids until things are in a better place. You know, especially, like, specifically during, like, the pandemic. But, as well as, like, I don't want my kids to grow up just thinking and basically having school and then work be the only things in their lives. I don't disagree, but I don't think most people realize how privileged we are in the U.S. I mean, we're obviously, like, privileged. But, see, the thing is, that's, like, we're also putting in the work. It's not like we're doing nothing. Like, to be able to live is just hard work in general. Like, even full-time jobs. 8 hours a day. Right? Mix that with your sleep, right? Either you have to cut down your sleep or whatever, you still don't have much time in your day whatsoever, right? So it's like, you're paying a lot just to be able to live. You know? So it's not like it's just given to you for free or anything like that. You have to work hard. Not everyone's like that. Like I said, you can just be born lucky, be rich, not have to work a day in your life. You know? Just be born thinking. 8 hours on the low end? Yeah, exactly. That's like a minimum. Like I said, and plus, you gotta remember, even preparing for things like having to take showers, right? Having to get to and from work, eating, sleeping. You have so little time in your day to do anything. That's why so many people don't have passions. And, like, things they do on the side. It's like, why do you think so many people, like, do, like, outsourced things? Why do you think people still, like, even when they have a job, like, do crimes that can, like, make them, like, embezzle money and stuff like that? Right? It's because they don't get enough. Right? And it's the same reason people steal. Right? And so just like, you know? Plus it's always not easy to find like a good job somewhere. You know? Especially for like every person, you know what I mean? So, like I said, it's just something that work doesn't have to be your entire life. Like, what kind of life is that, you know? Like I said, I'd way rather die before working a full-time job. Like, until I'm like 50, 60, right? Like I said, what kind of life is that? I already had to go through school for however many years, right? If I'm going to work a full-time job, I better be making, like, bank. You know what I mean? I better be able to, like, not have to worry about, like, what's it, food or my rent. And I could save up for stuff like, what's it, a vacation or something like that, and be able to get a nice car. Right? That's what I'm doing if I'm working a full-time job, right? I'm not going to work a full-time job just to still worry about money. I think that's just stupid. Like I said, but things are definitely going to be changing, because, especially, right, with this newest generation, right? People literally don't want to work, and they have so many other things to do, right? Plus, already it's like, what's it? We're losing lots of things simply because of it. Like, so many people aren't getting their license because they can't, like, what's it? Afford their own rent or their own car, so it's like, there's no point to move out or anything like that if you still can't get enough money to live, you know? Like I said, so many people nowadays just live with their parents, even like 30s and stuff like that. Like people in their 30s, like definitely like 20s and stuff, because there's no reason to move out. It doesn't benefit anyone, you know? When before it's like, hey, look, I'm 18, I have a job, I can literally move out, have my own car. The housing market is garbage. Everything is, bro. Have you tried to buy a PC? It's actually so expensive now. Like I said, the economy's just gonna crash. It really is. You don't build yours? Well, the plan is I'm trying to build one. It should have crashed a year ago. Exactly, and it's gonna crash again. Or more so, be in the same situation it was. Like I said, I just want people to actually have, like, what's it? Like, everyone should have the, what's it? Same amount to live. You know what I mean? Like, everyone should be able to allowed to live and not have to worry about, like, food and a house. You know what I mean? That should be, like, basic, right? Like, I almost think you shouldn't even, like, first of all, if you have a job, almost, I feel like you should be, like, basically just supplied with a house and a car and food. You know what I mean? Like, that should just be something like, oh, you're part of a working society. Here. Now you can live. Right? It's like, you know, and then any of the money you make, you could spend on, like, any extra things, right?
How does this guy just, like, juking half my shots?
You're a socialist? I don't know what a socialist means. Like I said, I just want people to be able to live. I just want to be able to live. You know, I just want to have my own place, my own food, be able to have money. Okay? That's all I want. Right? It's Commulite again. No idea. We got a couple more of these.
What's that?
Funny to think I'm only a year older than you. Listen, bro. Escape, dude.
Bless Master Artifact Hidden Power Scroll.
Cool. Completely opposing beliefs. So, what? Still fun to talk to you, though? Well, I think it's usually fun to talk to someone who has different beliefs. What's the point in being like, yeah, I like Elsword. Me too. I like this thing. Me too. Right? No one wants a conversation like that. You know? No one wants a me too kind of conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just personally, like I said, just want to be able to live my life with food, a house, and then, in my specific situation, money to like upgrade my PC and be able to continue streaming, right? That's what I want. I don't want my life just to literally be work and sleep, and that it. And then still not even have money to even like do anything else. It just seems like a really pitiful existence, you know? Now, see, if I was just born rich, I don't think I'd have much of an issue, because I could just have anything I wanted, right? No. I think the main thing too is that I just don't like my life decided by just like someone else, right? And that's how it feels, you know? Like I don't get to not follow the exact guidelines. You know what I mean? Me and my family were born in Cameroon, came to the KS for a better life, and have mostly succeeded. I just find your ideals amazing. Like I said, I think the reason, like, the way I think that way is because, like, for me, right now, it's like, I do have a job, right, but it's not full-time, right? It's like, it's still 8 hours, but it's like, only like 2 days a week, right? And obviously that's like, no money. It's like $200, right? A week, right? But like, even working full-time in like $500 a week, that wouldn't be enough, right? And I would literally have no time for anything. Like, it would literally just be work, sleep. And it's like, the thing is, I don't want to, like, be just like, what's it? Like, not like a disappointment. More so just not have things together, you know? But, like, the thing is, I don't have a passion for being a doctor or, you know, any of the trades or anything like that. Like, the only thing I've been really passionate about is, like, games and, like, streaming, you know? And stuff like that. I won't lie, America certainly has its problems. Yeah. It's just, like, I know other people have passions, like, what's it? Too, you know? And it's just, like, work kind of gets in the way. Like, I know so many people, right? Who literally are, like, the same age as me, or a little bit older, right? Where it's, like, they have, like, passions, but they literally basically just gave up on them. Simply because there's no point. Like, they're just tired after work. They can't do anything, right? They still don't have, like, livable money. They still, like, live with their parents and stuff like that. Even though they work full-time. And to me, it's not like the fact that it's like, man, I don't want to end up like them. It's more so the fact that I want it to be better for them too. You know? I want them to be able to follow their passion. Because even if I get lucky, right, and like streaming works out, or I get a really nice job that I do like, it's like, the thing is that it's like still like it's still a broken system, you know? Plus, there's people in way worse situations than I'm at, you know? It's like, I want them to be in better situations as well. I don't even know which one I want to take. I'll take this. Okay, how much more Master do we have?
What do you mean?
Like the weekly?
I'm pretty sure I just completed it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we should still do a heck mode. We'll do Rossa, though. I'm gonna put on Headhunter for this one. Okay, I think I already had Headhunter on. Are we ready for this, Jared?
I was gonna say, you throwing?
Heck mode. But, yeah, like I said, I'm not saying, like, my life's super hard or anything like that. Like, it's definitely not, especially right now, right? But it's more so the fact that it's just no life to really live. Like, what's the point of me living instead of just, like, not living? All I get to do is save 30 years of my life of not enjoying it, right? So, yeah. How's it going, Zendo? Highly recommend you purposely embrace this side. Go work a 12-hour day job. See, I couldn't do that personally. I mean, physically, I could do it, right? Mentally, absolutely not. Mainly because how can you, like, live working 12 hours a day to make someone else so much more money than you're making? Right? For them not doing anything. I couldn't do that. I literally can't do that. Especially when you work at, like, a place where you directly know the managers and they're trash, right? They'll give you a perspective that you won't mind an 8-hour one. I don't know. Personally, like I said, I think I'd rather die than work.
So how do we avoid that one attack again? Go to the sides?
Couldn't tell ya. We have to wait for him to be vulnerable, right?
Hopefully.
Except for the flames here, it'll distract him.
Stomped.
No. I have no idea how to make this guy vulnerable.
I guess we just have to damage him enough.
I don't know. Oh god.
Okay.
I just iframed. I think he's vulnerable now,
Well,
though.
so did I. Didn't do too much for me.
Oh, if you would have survived, you could have froze, and then we would have been in a very good situation. I'd recommend not dying here, dude. They're very convenient for both of us.
Yeah, I'm trying not to, but just putting my...
That was his, flame thing.
Does he put my stuff on cooldown?
Like your healing items?
Yeah.
I think he could, for sure, but I don't know.
Because all my stuff was on 2-second cooldown.
Jared, you gotta step in the flames! What are you doing? We're gonna die!
I'm more so focused on not dying myself.
Yeah, but we're gonna die if we don't step on the flames!
Okay, where's the fire?
I think it's right here.
Okay, left side. Never mind. Up. Oh, you'd best be damaging him.
Jared, why are you so bad? There's no
What
way
do you mean?
I win
I frame through them too. You just are invincible completely. Through his things that go through your invincibility.
I was gonna die. We can't kill him. Hey guys, look, I'm mimicking Jared.
Uh-huh. Okay, so explain to this game why your iframes better than mine.
They're not, Jared.
Against the boss who goes through iframes and nukes the entire screen. Why can't
How
you
many
die?
times did you die?
Twice. Because I wasn't completely immune to him. What's the trick, Javen? How do you cheat?
How do I cheat? I literally just iframe.
I was also using iframes both those times. Nothing happened. Tell me the secret.
Well, maybe don't lie to yourself.
Uh-huh. Maybe don't lie to yourself.
No, I would never. Could have been so simple, Jared. Could have been done.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Could have got our
What
upgrade.
super special triple iframes are you using?
What do you mean, Jared?
Ace in the Hole gives complete iframes too. That doesn't work.
You hear this, guys?
Yeah, hear this? Innocence OP.
It's not
This
true.
has better iframes than everyone else, apparently.
It's not true, Jared.
That is
Okay.
completely true. Tested here and now. Confirmed.
No, I have worse iframe.
Nerf Innocent.
Not nerf it, is it? Okay, how much stamina do you have?
8.
Well, we can try to do some Master Road Masterclass. Anyway, yeah. Point is, work sucks. And it's not even do I want it to change, but it has to change, right? So. Because, see, I'm not even lazy, right? And I don't want to work that, right? But everyone else, not everyone else, but a lot of people are lazy, don't want to work that, right? So. Either eventually everyone's going to stop working, right? Or I think everyone's going to live off the land. You know what I mean?
Of course.
That's what I'm going to do. I'll just go off the grid. Build a cabin. And then live off like peppers and potatoes.
Of all plants. Peppers.
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty gosh darn good life to me. You'll need money for that? Well, nah, listen. How do you think people did it in the good old days, dude? I'll go back to the barbaric times.
I don't think things work like that.
Listen. Gotta buy the land. No. I'll live somewhere where the land isn't bought or where no one will notice me.
Yeah, exactly. Someone just purchases a huge chunk of land, calls it no man's land. No rules.
Exactly.
I'd be down.
Or maybe I'll like live in a store, right? But like under it, you know, and like sneak in.
Uh-huh.
I
Just
think
have a
that's
hidden
what-
bunker in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. No. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just gonna let life move on, right? And I'll just get more and more depressed over time, right? Then we'll see how I'm feeling after that. Then I'll become more and more desperate. You know? Or maybe I'll just get a sugar mama. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Seems like the way to go, Jared. Tell me, Chad, it's not a bad idea, is it? Why do I have a notification over here? 300 IQ plan to become homeless? Nah. Listen, you don't understand. I have great ambition. Everything will be perfectly fine. No. Oh yeah, I'm like, what is that ability? What's my piercing bullet? I'm so cool. Uh-huh. Neow. Huh. Bow, bow, now, now. Honestly, want to see it happen? You're just gonna see me in the news. Not so famous streamer marries the richest woman in the world. Right? Or maybe I just like seduce like Elon Musk. Right? Maybe that's the play.
Sounds like the play. I can't see anything wrong with that.
I'm just saying. I think I unloaded all my grenades somehow. It's like one button press. I just like literally everything.
Dang.
But yeah, point is, I don't know. Life's a wild ride. Right? And I think it's best to just ignore it, right? Especially when it comes to things you don't want to do, right? Hard work never got anyone anywhere. You know? Howie. I'm super dead, by the way, dude. I died. Funny joke, XD. Nah. It is a joke, though. But hard work isn't all it takes. Plus, it's yeah, that was a joke, right? Obviously, it was a joke. But, what's it? A lot of times you can get somewhere without having to put in hard work. And sometimes, most of the time, even putting in hard work doesn't get you anywhere. Ow. Sucks not having healing items, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's Western work. Hard work is all you need. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, well, I mean, for example, my dad is an electrician who works like 10 hours a day, right? Like he wakes up at like 6 and gets back at like 5, right? And we still struggle with money. Even though he's like a higher up too in it. And he's like even like a certified master electrician. So. Messed up one crucial step. Bow, 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 bow. Don't have children? Well, I mean, yeah. But see, that's also why this generation, what's it? Doesn't have kids. This generation just has pets. Because they're much easier to care for and a lot cheaper. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Infinite population growth is a bad thing. Yes, but also a receding population growth is also not a good thing. Eventually run out of resources? Yeah, but we'll also eventually run out of people. No, that's also good. The thing is, though, is that, what's it? Who cares about resources, right? Everyone doesn't, like, basically nobody who can actually make a difference cares about the environment. You know? Like, we're kind of hacked either way, right? If we only had 1 billion people, we would still function. Yeah, but not nearly as efficiently. You know? Like, think if, like, at a fast food place, so you could function on one worker, right? But it would not be that effective whatsoever for anyone. No one cares about it. Seems like the future generation issue, but that's people certainly cared about that. Yeah, well, the thing is, nobody cares, right? 'Cause people are selfish as frick. They only care about themselves. Why do you think nobody, like, helps other people, right? Like, why do you think racism still exists? Because people literally don't care about other people. They almost look for excuses. Like, I remember for the longest time, right, I didn't even think racism still existed, right? Because, like, obviously, like, when I was more, like, a kid, you know, because, like, you know, like, schools and everything, it's like we were just there, it's like, huh, man, the past really sucked for everyone, huh? You know? It's like, at least we don't have that anymore. And then you realize it still exists, and you're like, how? How does that still exist? Right? Then you remember it's because people are scumbags. With less people, there are less mines, less McDonald's, less factories, etc. It also scales with the demand. For this reason, they don't make Bugatti the same rate as Honda Civics. Yes, but the thing is that then there's no point, right? Like, you wouldn't have a place that could only function with, like, one person. Like, say, everything would just shut down, and you'd only have bare minimum things, right? Because then the thing is that it would make the rich even richer, because there would only be one use for one thing, right? Because you could never start your own business with, like, nobody compared to, like, say, a business that could supply people, right? Like, say, for example, Amazon, right? Amazon could still supply and have a bunch of people hired, like, say, even with McDonald's. But then, because of the lack of people and everything, it's literally just those companies would soar. And then those companies would monopolize. Right? And then you'd have a situation like even like Attack on Titan or something, where the entire population is just confined in between walls where it's sorted by, like, tiers of people. Right? That's all that would happen with less people. Because as of right now, you can't contain everyone, right? But if you had, like, little people, like 1 billion people, that's like, what, 1/7, right? It's like you'd be able to contain people. Amazon would not function without the current major city population density. Yeah, but see, the thing is that it would also work with, like, the supply and demand of things, you know? So it would change the way it works to still function just to make sure that it makes the most money, you know? 1 billion population means everything's rural. Well, like I said, it still has the same issue, you know? Because part of the reasons why, like, things can take off, like even say streaming and, like, small businesses, it's literally the fact that there is so many people. Without that, you're never going to get business. And never be able to get anything. And see, that's an issue. Really slow, dude.
Nah.
Yeah.
I just can't fly.
I mean, that's true, but... Plus, with less people, the price of everything would even skyrocket more because people would be more needed in the situations that they are needed to get paid more. You know? So it's like basically your extra hard work would pay to the same amount of hard work, if not less. Because, you know, it's like, man, you're working hard doing this job, but see, this job also is harder work, so they have to get paid more, and to pay them more, you know, things have to cost more, and for those things to cost more and stuff, it's harder to get, so basically you're just not making anything, right? So basically it's still like a very similar issue, except with just less people. I don't know how it keeps using those grenades. I'm not even pressing it. But see, that's also not an issue we have to worry about. Like I said, I just want to live, bro. See, Minerva's really just like interesting to me. How was I doing that before? Was it the hover? I'm wondering how I did that thing where I could stand still. Yeah, so it's hover. I'll have to keep that in mind.
From PvP when you pin someone up against a wall.
I mean, that would be pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it also has to get 300 mana for like 5 seconds of wings, dude, so.
Yeah, easy. Right? Ready for this? Ready for this?
Uh-huh.
I freeze arrow. I ace in the hole. You do that. They're dead.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
We never get that much mana.
Are you kidding me? You have blazing bullet.
Dude, I don't get mana from any of that crap anymore.
Or at least get some mana.
I'm pretty sure I spend more mana than I get, especially against one target.
Dang.
Yeah, it's really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also get no mana for my grenades. So, that's also kind of bad. Let's do damage, though. It's an interesting trade-off, it is.
Pretty sure that's about the entirety of the game. Trade mana for damage.
No. Actually, I don't even know if I get, what's it? Yeah, I don't even know if I actually get anything for storing grenades anymore. Like, literally anything.
Really?
I'm pretty sure all I get is when, using them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I only get increased things after using my grenades.
Lucky.
Yeah, like, what is it? Is this last passive? Uh, let's see. I get a debuff, like, that I give to people when I unload all 3 grenades within 10 seconds. And then I'm pretty sure... Where's the one that I saw before it was like that? Oh, yeah. Increase my magic attack power when using all loaded grenades. 10%, max 3 stacks.
Hmm.
See, I don't think I actually get anything for actually having it up. Scarcity is the reason we have money. For this reason, remove scarcity and you'll you'll remove the need for money. It's not like we will suddenly forget how to produce food or machines. Yeah, but the thing is that, like I said, it's very irrelevant either way, because like we're not gonna have to worry about scarcity in terms of people. You know, it's all resources, but like I said, we can't just get rid of people. You know, so either way, it's gonna go down. You know. Food or machine. Inventory station will soon be automated in the next 10 years. See, I just don't believe that's gonna happen, though, personally. You know, I think it's only gonna get, like, I think it's gonna get worse pretty soon. Enough to where things have to change, and they're gonna change for the better. You know. I think the main issue right now is literally just greed. But see, the thing is that as a collective, right, you can kind of fight things, you know? Like, say, work, you know? It's not like they could just ignore it. And work's been an issue for, like, what, the last, like, 3 years? Something like that? It's only gotten worse since the pandemic. Market forces demand. It just as a horse is no longer the primary source of land transport, humans' power drives will be phased out as an AI vehicle becomes cheaper. Yeah, but see, also people are really dumb and stubborn too. You know, so people are like, oh well, we're not gonna trust AIs. You know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What now?
Well, I'm thinking we just hop off, to be honest, because I think we're out of what we can do. You know? What people think has nothing to do with the super rich elite and their decisions. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly true, though. Mm. Tape messed up. Like I said, there's already people who, what's it, don't do what they should be doing. Mm. Where's my tape messed up, bro? What the heck?
Should I still go for +10 on my ads weapon?
On your ads weapon?
Mm.
I said I would personally wait until you get the, what's it? Flames of Judgment for your ad. Bum, 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 bum. But, I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I just want change in the way, like I said, that I don't have to work a full-time job, and if I did, I'd be making tons of money to where I could actually afford a bunch of extra stuff as well. You know? Like, I don't want to feel cheated when I work, you know? Like, when I even work my 8-hour shifts, I feel cheated, like, out of my time, out of, like, the effort I put into my work for how little I get paid, you know? So it's like, I don't want to feel that way, you know what I mean? I want to feel like I'm being, like, what's it, rewarded for the work that I'm putting in, you know? And just doesn't feel like it, you know? Like, if I'm going to be putting my life, you know, basically, like, working for my life, I better be, like, you know, rewarded for that amount of, like, dedication, the time that I'm putting in, the work I'm putting in. Mm-hmm. I don't know, that's also, like, when it comes to the government. The government does stuff to help the government, you know? Not really the people. They use the people's money to do things for the government. It's basically what they do, you know? Like, I'm not super, like, anti-government or anything. I'm just more like, I want everyone to be able to, like, live, you know? And it not be atrocious for everyone, you know? Not even just, like, in the U.S., like, everywhere, you know? I just feel like food, right? Like, we're living this far in the future. Why is food such an issue? We can literally, like, even, like, cows, plants. We have so much stuff, right? That's, like, why is that such an issue? Think about, like, how many, like, fast food restaurants, how many grocery stores, just let all that stuff get thrown out, right? Just food for no reason when it could go to, what's it, anything. Same with, like, houses and stuff. Like, there's plenty of room to build and, like, funding. You could pay people just to build houses and stuff and make them cheaper for people. You know? It's like, those things shouldn't be an issue, like, food and housing and stuff like that, you know? It's like, people should just be able to live, you know? We pay the government, and the government returns a favor with contracts loans. Yeah, like I said, though, it's like, taxes, why am I paying taxes, bro? You know, what do I get out of it? What directly helps me? It seems like I'm just giving my money to a pit that doesn't help me. Like, I'm literally just throwing away money. Doesn't seem worth it to me. It's like, get paid $15 an hour, actually, it's like more like $12 an hour, because this magic money just gets taken away from you. It's pretty great, pretty great. Because you could argue the fact that it's like the price of living in the U.S., but the thing is that they're not offering that, you know? I'm using the other money to be able to live. I don't know. Point is, I don't care. I don't care what the future holds. I don't care about the government, right? I just want to freaking live without working my entire life away, personally, right? Because what is my life going to mean to anyone, including myself, when I'm just, what's it? Have done nothing except to work. It literally means nothing. So, I would personally just rather have fun with my life instead of spending all the time developed in stress and anxiety and, what's it? Not having any fun. You know what I mean? Sounds like a pretty awful existence, you know? So many people have to deal with it every day. And that's what I feel like needs to change. If people are smart, they won't need to work past 40. Yeah, well, some people also just don't have the opportunity, you know? Problem is that no one teaches the current generation how to save and invest. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is you also can't really, you know? Like, unless you're making really good money, you can't really afford to save. Like, that kind of stuff. Especially if you have a kid, right? Like, imagine right now, you're 18, right? Fresh out of school, right? And what's it? You have like a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and you have a kid, right? All that money is going towards literally living, renting that kid. That's about it. And even if they did teach them, most aren't willing to work 40 to 60-hour weeks and create the money to save them in the first place. It's more so the fact that you're kind of being scammed right now with work. You know what I mean? Basically, like say even like Amazon only pays $15 an hour for the amount of money that Amazon makes in a day and how rich like what's it like Jeff Bezos is and stuff like that. It's like what? You know? It's like basically you're just kind of getting scammed out of your time, you know? Why do you think people what's it try so many different sources? 15 is a video. Actually no. I'm pretty sure the actual minimum wage here is still 750. Let me check. 725 is the minimum. The minimum wage hasn't increased in 15 years. So, because I remember my old job, what's it? I like made $8.50 an hour. So, nice. But like I said, as of right now, I make $15 where I'm working. But again, it still feels like what's it? I'm getting cheated for how much inflation's going up and everything. Like $15 an hour, like I don't know, maybe even like basically before everything went super up during the pandemic. So what, like 2019, right? If I was making $15 in 2019 instead of like the 8.25 I was making, you know, we'd be doing pretty good, right? But the thing is that the prices have gone up, and what's it? Pay has not, right? So it's just kind of like tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, especially like, see, if $15 was going straight into my wallet every hour, right? That wouldn't be bad. But like I said, 8 hours a day with $15 an hour, I'm only making like just about $100 a day, right? Plus, I don't get any benefits or anything. You know? And plus, that would take up literally my entire day. My shifts are literally 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., so it would actually be doing nothing all day. Are you in school? Nope. I don't think I'd have a way to do like what's it like college or anything. Plus, like I said, there's no point in doing college. I don't think it really benefits me because if I do trades, like a trade thing, like an electrician or something like that, I don't need to go to college. So we're told all our lives to do well in school to get a degree. This is what happens when you don't do college. Why? Trade works well. Yeah, but see, the thing is that college is kind of just a scam in itself too. Like, why isn't education free, bro? It's not like they're giving you some crazy things, you know, instead of just teaching you. Most don't do that either. Yeah, it's because again, nobody wants to commit like 4 hours of their lives to doing something they might not even do. You know, it is free if you do well. That's not necessarily true. I was homeschooled, so there was no way I was getting like any sort of like scholarship or anything like that. Literally no way. So it didn't really matter how well I did in school. Bum 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 bum. Anyway though, when did Ferrari music stop playing? Did you just kick them off for no reason, just because you felt like it? Good answer. Okay. You can take the ACT and SAT for scholarship. Yeah, but like I said, even if I got a scholarship, I don't know what I'd do with it. What's the point of going to college, right? I don't think there literally is a point, unless like there was something specific I wanted to learn in college, right? Like say if I wanted to become a doctor or wanted to, something like that. I feel like it doesn't help me. You know, it just sounds like a real big waste of time, if you ask me. $2 years and you'll start off at 20 hours an hour for most jobs. Yeah, but that's also if I just get a job, right? Like, just because you have like the license for something, it doesn't mean, hey, look, here's an invitation to job, right? That's why so many people don't do college. It's because it doesn't help you. Like, there's plenty of people that like, what's it? Then just experience, even still. I don't know. Personally, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be lazy and rely on the world to change. That's what I'm gonna do. So, we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Keep. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just like not gonna focus on it at all until things change. Like I said, it's a fight that basically everyone's fighting for. So, you know, because everyone wants the work to change instead of just making other people more money. Yeah. I guarantee the most science majors prob doing all right after graduation. I don't know. I'm pretty sure what most people are. You gonna play a different game later. Uh, right now though, I'm gonna get dinner, and I'm gonna do some exercise. That's my plan. And then I'll probably do Brawlhalla because there's like the weekly battle pass thing that refreshed yesterday, but I was working yesterday, so I couldn't do it. So yeah. Ugh. We just ran out of stamina and already got like the stuff we wanted done in Elsword, so that was a good time to hop off. But yeah, it was fun chatting with ya, and it was fun playing some Elsword. We made a little bit of progress on like the mass grass, and like I said, got our weeklies out of the way besides raid. But